If you're catching a lot of moments, that means there's a pattern, which means there's a habit. So therefore, you're going to now have to rewire a habit. So in other words, I can catch that and I can catch that and I can catch that. But if I keep catching the same thing, I'm not really dealing with the problem. So now I need to go deeper. I need to recognize that is a pattern. It takes about 7 days to identify those patterns that are the most disruptive. Then you select one at a time, because a pattern is a thought, and the thought's got lots of details. You might have 1,000 memories in that thought. So you work on, one thought with all its memories, and you take that neurocycle over a period of time. So I researched how long does it really take to break a habit and to build a new one. And it doesn't take 21 days. That's a myth. It was not proper science. Stuff does happen. You do a lot of deconstruction and reconstruction, but the problem is it's not stabilized. So if you stop after 21 days, you're going to find that you're going to revert back. So what you have to do is stabilize that new thought, and it's an up and down journey of stabilization. So for example, by day 36, you have increased insight. So you look back in the past and you see more and reasons why, et cetera, et cetera. You've got to go through all these phases. It's a journey. And then you hit this point around about 63 days in, somewhere between 59 and 63 days, where there's been enough mind work to change protein structure. So those proteins I spoke about that became loosened, some of those branches that are toxic are weakening, and new ones that are healthy are building, and eventually the toxic part shrinks down to a small little piece, and we've got this healthy new network formed around it. You don't just rip it out. I wish we could just rip the thoughts out, but you can't. You actually deconstruct and reconstruct, and that process is going to take a full at least 63 days. Now, if it's an abusive situation or a very traumatic situation, it will be multiple cycles because there's so many different moving parts. But it's basically this 5-step process, which is a formula that you apply over time, at least 63 days. And in that book over there, I explain that. And I have courses as well. We have a course we just released.
Yeah, we'll link to that in the show notes. Yep.
Yeah, and it's great. Yep. It's 21-day brain detox where I teach people how to do it. I have an app where I literally give them therapy. The courses, the app, take you through this, the moment, the short moment plus the long moment. So I know there's a lot I'm saying, but these tools, you don't have to go to, you don't have to, the materials in the books, these courses, etc., teaching people how to do this. And this is a life skill. This is not just for people battling with trauma. This is for humanity. Every day, every single one of us is battling with something. We've got to know how to catch the moment. We've got to know how to catch the patterns. And one of the things that I did in my work relating to how to deal with all this stuff and deal with anxiety, which was your question, for example, some tips, and I've given you a lot. One of the big tips that I can also give is that we did a survey and research, and the top 18 areas currently that people are really battling with are things like pressure. I feel under so much pressure, black and white thinking, that it's this or that. It's either this or that, but you can have and. It's, I can't feel grief and sorrow at the same time. I can't do that. You can't. We are brilliant. We can do the and, but black and white thinking is very limiting. People pleasing, imposter syndrome, and those are in this book. I identify the top 18 and give you quick, sort of in the moment, 63-second solutions to handle that. And so that's how we handle those momentary anxieties before they build. But as I said, if you have a pattern, you really need to be doing it over 63 days. So all of us I'm always in a 63-day neurocycle because there's always something that raises its head from the past. We've got a lot of history, all of us, that we need to be working on.
Yeah.